Okay, now, has anyone here ever had jambalaya before?
Oh, yes.
You like it? You like jambalaya? Eh, but we'll see how you like this. It's what I like about jambalaya is it is another very easy to do dish that gets you a lot of street cred, separate from your talent. So anytime I can get credit without talent, I'm always looking for that opportunity, as my listeners can tell you. And like every opportunity you can, you want to cook with local dishes. Jambalaya comes, if they believe, from an African phrase meaning gift with rice. Other people think it's related to pork somehow because jambon, jamba, whatever. What jambalaya really is what happens when a French slave owner who's taken over a Spanish property in Louisiana asks his African slaves to make him a paella in Louisiana. That's all that together, the local ingredients, the culture, miscommunication, etc. The result is jambalaya. You ever had paella?
Yeah.
Spanish paella? It's a rice dish. Well, this is basically the Southern Louisiana 1720 version of paella, and it's very, very easy. And you can, once again, like bread pudding, what do you put in it? What do you like? We're going to make chicken and sausage bread pudding. Jambalaya, it's a basic one. You can do seafood jambalaya. You can do all dainty, white meat, nasty turkey breast jambalaya. You can do pork chop jambalaya. If it's particularly poultry and pork, you can make jambalaya out of it. Leftovers, jambalaya. Beef, not so much because I have a lot of flavor. I've made jambalaya out of turkey necks and hot dogs because that's what I had. What was my choice? No, you just use the meat. You don't use the bones. But the hot dog, it's meat. It's in a dish. And that's the premise of poverty cooking. You don't throw anything away. You turn it into something wonderful. You're not going to have that. You're going to have good stuff. You're going to have chicken. And this is some thighs I cooked off last night. Some chicken. You look confused. Chicken? You can cook it yourself. It's amazing. She's looking at, what? I don't see, where's the price tag? No, you actually buy it and you cook it. It's an amazing thing. And in Louisiana, I make jambalaya with andouille sausage. This is andouille sausage from New Hampshire, another local ingredient. So whenever you have a chance to use local ingredients, you do. You want it to be fork friendly. That is, you want the stuff to be the right size to sit on a fork. So I'm not just going to throw this in, obviously. You also don't want to cut it down to teeny little tiny, what is that? You want people to see what they're eating because, it's food. In particular, when it's good sausage like this. Is this good sausage? How do you know it's good sausage? What are the first thing you do? How do you know? It tastes good. I'm fluent. Good stuff too. It's smoked. It's already cooked. I'm going to hand this over actually to him so I can go ahead and start on the key part of your jambalaya, which is the key part of Southern Louisiana cooking, which is the roux. What's a roux? Who knows what a roux is? Roux. A roux is fat and starch. It can be anything. Parts. Fat and starch. Well,
nah, you don't measure it. I'm sorry.
No. I didn't say I don't measure. I don't have good luck with equal parts. When you make when I make that sauce, that rum sauce down there, I start with powdered sugar and butter. That's a roux. They blend together to make this thickening agent that also adds flavor to the dish. The traditional roux is oil and this whatever and flour. So I've got 1/3 of a cup of oil.
You measure it? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, for roux, absolutely, it's very important. But I use 1/2 a cup for the flour because I find I have better luck with the consistency of the roux. The roux is going to cook until I am satisfied that the flour has been beaten into submission. There is no right time to cook your roux. You want to watch this. This is the one thing I do tonight that you'll want to watch in the little screen up there. And I do measure carefully. There are people who do equal parts. I just had good luck with it. There are people who do 2 to 1. Now notice that flour is already simmering. It's already cooking. When I'm making roux, I don't do anything else because this stuff is all about timing. I'm browning this flour on the highest heat I have. If I'm using a gas stove, I don't use the highest, but it's very high heat. And you notice it's already starting to get brown. Because see, I don't want to sit here and wait for my grandmother used to make roux on it. Of course, she started cooking on a wooden stove, on a stove used wood, literally. But she let it cook for hours and hours. You slowly brown the flour, you stir it occasionally. No. This is 2010, I got stuff to do. It's starting to get dangerous. One thing, by the way, I'm a big believer on, the heat's over here. If Let's move it over here. I want to slow it down. We're going to control the cooking. You're not a slave to any part of your kitchen. I'll pick something up, I'll walk outside with it. So you get it done, you want it done. Look, see how it's peanut butter colored now? Can you smell it a little bit out there? Here is my liquid. You probably think it's onions. It is not onions. It is liquid. Because onions are basically nothing but wonderfully flavored water that you have triple wrapped here
I didn't want
Today.
to spill in my car.
Hear that water sizzle? That's water. We're going to make something called the Trinity. You guys heard of the Trinity? It is the basic of all Louisiana food. 2 parts onion to 1 part each of bell pepper and celery poured into roux, and you have the key to Louisiana cooking. I use yellow onions. I don't use white onions. I don't use sweet onions. I eat them. They're delicious. Eat them on sandwiches. But I use yellow onions. What kind of onions do you use?
Spanish.
Spanish onions? Same. Yeah, Spanish onions, exactly. The only you want onions like women. The only ones that make you cry are worth having. If you have onions that don't make you cry, take them back.